Today we have to talk about the spoilers for the next episode of Boruto, which is very fun. But first, I do want to give a huge shout out to my sponsors for today's video, Echo of Soul. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know about it already. It's pretty much a very fun MMORPG. It has 7 unique classes that divide into 14 different class systems. Now, the good thing about this is that EOS doesn't necessarily follow the standard trinity of MMOs consisting of tanks, healers, and DPS classes. You can choose between tanks or DPS, no dedicated healer. There's also over 2,000 stories in the quest line that'll naturally grow your character's attributes and skills, which makes it super easy to reach the max level of level 90. Also, you could use your cooking profession to refine souls to create a wide variety of buffs. You can equip items on your class and skills and change your appearance by equipping outfits. Cosmetic items, mounts, pets, and also convenience items are available in the cash shop. And again, it's a very fun MMO. If you guys have played it before in the past, you guys know how much fun it is. And of course, if you guys have not played it, there's a link in the description below. And of course, the people who have played it, you might as well click the link in the description below and get reacquainted with EOS. But without further ado, let's get into the spoilers. Alright, now time for the spoilers. Now, first things first, is pretty much going to be my preview, but I do want to read the spoilers first to basically give you guys an idea of what's going to happen. And of course, I did cover these spoilers before, but there were some new spoilers that actually did release in the WSJ, so I do want to go over that for some of you guys, because obviously not a lot of you guys follow Organic Dinosaur or me on Twitter, so you guys probably won't be kept in the loop, but I highly recommend that you guys do. Now, going on to the actual spoilers for this episode, it says a persistent heart. That's going to be the title of it. It says Sadara and Boruto are battling because of Karawa's genjutsu. Sadara isn't given any time to use her Sharingan. Boruto and Sadara have completely fallen under Karawa's genjutsu. Then Karawa orders them to try to kill each other. So very short, very simple, but I do want to go over some more spoilers about the Boruto anime. Now, there's a couple things, and it's not really anything too crazy yet, mainly because the spoilers for the next, I should say, month of Boruto is going to be releasing very soon. I should say it's either going to be tomorrow or it's probably going to be the day after tomorrow, but don't quote me on this. I'm not the one who actually puts the spoilers out. I just basically read them to you. So whenever Spiraling Sphere decides to translate it and type it out, that's when I'll have the spoilers ready for you guys. But just know the spoilers for the next month of Boruto is going to be coming out very, very soon. But I do want to tell you guys the information that I do have as of right now. And the information that I do have is Boruto episode 91 is going to be titled Inoki's Will. Boruto episode 92 is going to be titled New Routine. Now, I don't necessarily know what to think of these titles, mainly because titles could really mean anything, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are hoping that the quote-unquote title of New Routine of episode 92 could possibly be the start of a new arc, and it's definitely possible. Now, there were also some notes around these titles, and it said that episode 91 should have great animation close to episode 87. If you guys don't remember, episode 87 was when Boruto ended up fighting Kaku, and he was basically throwing out all those particle style jutsus at Boruto. But this information did come from Organic Dinosaur. But going into the actual preview of this next episode, now the next episode of Boruto, it should be a very interesting episode, and I really hope that the writers do this episode justice. Now, this is going to be setting up Boruto versus Sadara. I did talk about this in my last video, that the Boruto versus Sadara fight that we all expected, or what I expected, it's not really what we are going to be getting. What it looks like is that Sadara and Boruto are going to be Urawa's puppets, and she's basically going to end up making them fight against each other. But one of the most interesting things that you do have to think about is Sadara going to be able to use her Sharingan to possibly get out of the genjutsu? Now, we do understand that Sadara doesn't have a very strong Sharingan. She has a Sharingan with only one Tomo. If you guys don't know what a Tomo is, it's basically that comment inside of the Sharingan. Sadara only has one, so I don't necessarily expect her to do anything too crazy in terms of breaking the genjutsu as soon as she gets caught into a genjutsu. But I do want to say, I won't be surprised if later on, like right when they're about to kill each other, something like that, she ends up breaking the genjutsu. And not only that, there are some other possibilities of how they could probably get out of the genjutsu. One of the biggest parts that I think is very possible is that they get backup from some of their teammates. And I do think that's probably the best case scenario. Now, I don't want to get too crazy because this is like tinfoil hat Boruto stuff right now that I'm about to tell you about, but I feel like there's a possibility that Boruto ends up breaking the genjutsu by himself. As you guys know, he has a dojutsu, which is the Jogan, that we don't necessarily know anything about. So this right here could possibly be one of the specialties of the Jogan. I have no idea, but I know some people hit me up with this theory, and me, much as a lot of you guys are saying, that's completely crazy. The Rise of Boruto isn't writing Boruto's Idojutsu for right now. This is like a filler arc, quote unquote, for some of you guys. So I really don't think that Boruto is going to end up using his Idojutsu, but I do want to say I can't necessarily rule it out, mainly because it is very possible. The Jogan is something that we have no idea what it can possibly do as of right now. The only thing that we've really seen Boruto do with his Idojutsu is see some chakra chakra points and see the chakra flow. So as of right now, this might be something that we can look forward to. The appearance of Boruto's dojutsu in the opening does get me a little bit optimistic, like, hey, maybe Boruto's eye is going to make an appearance in this arc, maybe it's not, and if it were to make an appearance in this arc, it'll probably be a good time to have it happen as of right now when they're pretty much about to wrap everything up. So I feel like it's definitely a possibility, but as of right now, I'm still being a little bit skeptic. I'm doubting it as of right now, but it is definitely a possibility in terms of how they can possibly get out of the genjutsu. Now, not only that, I do want to know how strong Karawa's genjutsu is, mainly because Karawa is a very interesting character. She has a synthetic eye. I mean, the dojutsu that she has, no one has ever seen it before. I do want to know what kind of genjutsu she has. Is it just one regular genjutsu? I'm pretty sure you guys know in terms of the Sharingan, there's multiple genjutsus that come from the Sharingan. Now, by no means am I trying to compare Karawa's dojutsu to the Sharingan, mainly because as of right now, I really do think that the Sharingan is like miles ahead of Karawa's dojutsu, but it is that element of uncertainty, and Inoki had the ability to put like some overpowered jutsus in some of his synthetic experiments, mainly because they have particle style, and we do understand that Inoki also has particle style, so that could possibly play some role into it. But in terms of what Inoki could probably put into that dojutsu, we have no idea. Now, in terms of if Karawa is going to end up dying in the next episode, I'm gonna say I doubt it, mainly because she's more of a genjutsu type user, and of course we do understand that because they're going to be in a genjutsu in the next episode. But in terms of genjutsu users, they're usually standoffish. They don't necessarily engage in a lot of combat. So I feel like out of all the characters that I do see right now, Karawa has the best chance of surviving to the end. But of course, in terms of plot armor, we can see that Lord Ku is probably going to be one to survive to the end. But as I said, I won't be surprised if Karawa doesn't die in the next episode. But the way that the arc is going, of course, as I said, the arc is winding down. We're starting to get into the climax. We've seen synthetic human beings die in the past 2 episodes in a row, so there is a possibility of Karawa dying, but I feel like there's a good chance that we probably see her somehow escape and possibly show up during the huge fight with Lord Ku and everybody else. Now, one thing that I did find really interesting is the fact that we didn't necessarily get any information about Mitsuki. Now, I will say I did read some spoilers about the next episodes, like episode 90, which I'm not going to cover in this episode right here, but I did read some stuff about episode 90, and it did say that in episode 90, Mitsuki was going to have a big part, but it didn't necessarily say anything about Konohamaru. So the next episode, we should see something go down with Konohamaru, and I gave an in-depth prediction about what I think is going to happen in the next episode of Boruto regarding Konohamaru and Mitsuki. But just as a summary, I feel like Konohamaru and Mitsuki are probably going to talk about certain situations. I automatically think that Mitsuki knows that that's Konohamaru, but I don't think that Mitsuki is going to attack Konohamaru. I don't think that Konohamaru is going to attack Mitsuki. I feel like at the end of the day, Konohamaru is going to see that Mitsuki is still a part of the Hidden Leaf Village, and he has a completely traded sides. And I think that's probably going to be the best for the overall plot of Boruto. So let me know what you guys think about this next episode in the comment section below. As I said, give me some of your predictions about the next coming episodes of Boruto. And of course, make sure you guys click on the link below to check out the sponsors for this video, Echo of Soul. But it's me, your boy Barbie, and we out.
It's a knife.
Check my clock, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols. Reaming my body, clothing no issue. Bitch, you look sick, you need a tissue. You drop a body, I just might bless you. I'm metrosexual, no high cholesterol. Where's Jenny Craig? Bitch, just get sexual.